I only have the weekends, no evening, no spare hour on a Tuesday to build and grow myself. So this is how I have made more progress in the past 6 months being in national service than years before that. So currently, right now, I'm serving national service, being in the military, and I have none of my weekdays off. I'm always in camp, and I'm only free during Saturday and Sunday. It's been really hard because you only have 2 days, and most people, they'll use these 2 days to go enjoy themselves, to have fun and relax. And even if people want to try to grow and build themselves, they face a lot of constraints, like the lack of time, lack of freedom. Like, how are you going to build something with just only 2 days in a week and none on the weekdays? So this season really taught me a lot. However, most people believe that it is a hindrance, right? Like, they view these 2 years of having no time, no freedom, as something stopping them from growing. They can't make progress in their life. But we can reframe it, because actually constraints can help us grow, but we need to learn how to use it well. Because before NS, I was very ambitious. I was trying to study, I was trying to build a business, grow content, and frankly speaking, I failed over and over again. I made no progress, no significant progress at all across those domains, and my life felt like there was no momentum. But when I had to go for national service, the constraint sets in. At the start, I was struggling a lot because I have no time. But eventually, when I learned how to make use of the constraint, it helped accelerate my progress, so that now I can actually say that I have made so much more significant progress with the constraint, the lack of time. So how it is? Well, I've studied, and these are some principles that you can take away to use it to help you understand and utilize the constraint in your life to accelerate your growth. So the first one is that constraint force you to have commitments. Because when you have constraints, right, you realize that you have so less time, you have so less mental bandwidth. You only can choose a few little things, goals to set for yourself. Because previously, before NS, I had national service. I had so many things I can chase. I could try to go start a volunteering service. I could do this project. I could do this tutoring. I can start creating content. So when I have such scattered goals, my action was also scattered, and that led to nothing substantial actually growing. So once I had constraints in my life, it forces me to only choose like maximum of 3 goals, and it keeps me very focused. So the first one will be building a business, creating content, getting fit. So simple, while connecting with my family, partner, and friends. See, it's just that simple. And when your life is so clear, you are able to just be able to take action much more easily. The second principle is constraints actually help you discover which actions actually matter. So now we are going into the micro things, so the day-to-day actions. Since you only have, like, let's say 2 hours, right, it forces you to find the highest leverage tasks in whatever that you're trying to pursue. Let's say, for example, you're trying to pursue a marathon, or maybe, like, let's say a fitness goal. You wouldn't spend hours trying to research what is the best training program. You just figure out what is that one task you have to do in that 2 hours, and just focus doing it well. For let's say training, like trying to be better at a sport, you wouldn't be doing like drills and stuff, like all the small stuff with such limited time. It forces you to only choose to do the main task, which is maybe just actually get more game experience in the sports, which will cause you to have exponential progress. That's why it's so important, because constraint is like a block. So like, let's say this is where you're looking, right? And when you have like those blinders, like constraints are like blinders, it helps you focus on the only thing you need to do, and without getting distracted about all the fancy small stuff. Because like, people get distracted by all the shiny objects, like, oh, I need this new thing, I need to do this cool drill, this cool stuff. But when the main thing, they just forget to do it. So constraint does help you figure out what action matters to you, to your progress. The last one, which is the third principle, is constraint kills perfectionism. A lot of people struggle with perfectionism, especially the more ambitious people. You know, you want to get it right the first time. You don't want to fail. You want things to be just the way you want it, to be perfect, to execute flawlessly. But in life, it hinders a lot of people. You know, before you publish that video, before you publish that article, you tend to overthink and spend so much time trying to make it perfect, when in reality it will never be perfect to your liking. So once you have constraints, like, oh shit, I only have 2 hours to get this done and this video posted right now before I go NS in tomorrow, like, it forces me to legit just film, sit down, do the hard work, which is filming, and just post it without being so like overthinking every small details, like, oh, I need to have the perfect thumbnail, the perfect title, all this. Because I have seen people who are super talented, but just perfectionism just kills them. Like, it causes them to not take any action, and they just stuck where they are. And that's like me last time. So use your constraints to help you eliminate perfectionism, and just do it. So now that we come to the end, and I have shared with you these 3 principles, which is, it forces commitment to only a few goals, it chooses the highest leverage activity to do, and it allows you to discover, like, to kill perfectionism. These 3, I want you to write down the constraint that you have on a paper, on a Google Doc, and ask yourself how you can utilize this constraint to your advantage, to turn it into a weapon that you will, and to an unfair advantage you have, and accelerate your progress in personal development. So I wish you all the best, and follow your north, follow through always. Peace.